That no that's been sitting in your chest, it was never about you. I'll prove it. There's a lead I keep thinking about. Warm, interested. The conversation was going somewhere and I was sure it would close. Then they went quiet. And then I followed up. They'd gone with someone cheaper. A competitor undercut the price and the deal was gone. And I'll be honest, it didn't feel like a lost sale. It felt like me, like I wasn't good enough, which is strange. Nothing about me changed. The customer found a lower number on the page, a math decision in someone else's budget, but it landed like a verdict on my worth. If you've ever been rejected, a customer's no, a job you didn't get, someone who lost interest, you know this. It stings far more than the event should. A small no can wreck your whole day. Here's what I want to show you. Rejection feels personal because of how your brain is wired, but it almost never is. And once you see the gap between how it feels and what it is, you stop letting other people's decision decide how you feel about yourself. When someone rejects you, your brain does something automatic. It takes their decision and turns it into a statement about your value. They said no becomes I'm not good enough. But look at what actually happened with my lead. They didn't weigh my worth as a person and find it lacking. They saw a lower price and took it. The no was about their wallet, their budget, their situation, not me. That's the reframe. A rejection is data about someone else's situation. It's not a verdict on who you are. The customer who picks cheaper is telling you about their priorities. The person who loses interest is telling you what they want. The company that passes is telling you about their needs that day. Almost every rejection is a decision made for someone else's reasons in a situation you usually can't even see, and you're blowing it up into a sweeping judgment about yourself. It was never that big. It just felt that way because of how your brain is built, which is the next thing. Why does a simple no hit so hard? 3 reasons. First, your brain treats rejection like a survival threat, and that's not a metaphor. For almost all of human history, you survived by belonging to a group. Acceptance meant food and safety. Being cast out meant alone, exposed, and probably dead. So your brain evolved to treat social rejection as genuinely dangerous. That wiring is still in you. It can't tell the difference between exile from the tribe and a customer choosing a cheaper quote. To the old part of your brain, a no is a threat. So it fires an alarm way out of proportion to what happened. Your mood crashes, you replay it for hours over a decision that barely mattered. So the intensity you feel is not the size of the rejection. It's an old alarm going off. The feeling is real, but it's lying to you about the size of the threat. You don't have to believe a 50,000-year-old alarm. Second, you only ever see your half of it. When my lead went with the competitor, here's what I had. My effort, my hopes, my version of the call. Here's what I couldn't see. Their budget meeting, the pressure to cut costs, the spreadsheet where my number was slightly too high, the boss who said find cheaper. I saw my whole story, none of theirs. So my brain filled the gap with the only character it had full information on. That's me. And it reached for the cruelest explanation. It's because I wasn't good enough. This is a thinking trap. When you don't know why something happened, you assume it's about you because you're the part that you can see. But the real reasons almost always live in the other person's world. Their constraints, their timing, completely invisible to you. The fix is honesty about how little you actually know. Before you decide a no means something about you, ask, what was happening in their world that I couldn't see? That's where the answer lives, not in you. Third and most dangerous, you let one rejection become a story about who you are. It starts small. One lead falls through, but your brain doesn't leave it there. It expands. I lost that one. I'm bad at closing. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. One data point becomes an identity, and once I'm bad at this is how you see yourself. It poisons the next call. because you walk in half defeated. If you saw my confidence video, this is the same trap. One event becoming a verdict on your whole self. But one no is one no. A single point of data. It knows nothing about the next customer who has a different budget and different needs. It can't predict your future. It only feels like a verdict because you let it speak for everything. Here's the truth about rejection, especially in sales. No's aren't failures. They're the cost of the thing. Every yes is surrounded by a pile of no's. That's not a sign you're bad. It's the structure of the game. The people who win aren't the ones who never get rejected. They're the ones who don't let any single no rewrite who they are. Here are the 4 steps to fix this. 1. Separate the decision from your worth. When a no comes, say it plainly. They decided based on their situation. That's about them, not a verdict on me. Get the real reason when you can. It's almost always price, timing, or fit. Number 2, treat rejection as routing, not rejection. A no doesn't close the road. It points you down a different one. Every no moves you toward the next yes. 3, keep the numbers, not the feeling. Rejection is volume. Enough swings, some land, most don't. That ratio is normal. Track the numbers, not your mood. Number 4, don't spiral. When it stings, feel it. Let it pass. Take the next call. Don't build a case against yourself. Your one action today, take your most recent no and write down the actual reason it happened. The real boring external reason. Price, timing, their budget. Seeing it on paper outside your head shrinks it back to its real size. Because that lead I lost was never a measure of my worth. They found a smaller number. That's all. The no was never about me. It was about their price, their timing, their situation. My job isn't to take it personally, it's to take the next call. That's the method. Subscribe. New video every Sunday. One real problem, one honest method. No fluff. I'll see you on the next one.